Alright, Yogi Clan, welcome back to part 3 of this series of fixing the Road Glide wobble. Part 1, if you watched that video, dealt with the customer had a 21-inch front wheel on the bike and he did not want that anymore. So he provided me with a stock 2014 Road Glide front wheel, which we did the swap. We put new rubber on it, we put new bearings in it, and we put it on the bike. And then we took it for a test drive. And in the middle of the test drive, I found that it does have a front end wobble in the handlebars from about 55 to 60 miles an hour. So then we broke back to part 2 because it had the aftermarket spacers on there. And we thought, you know what, let's just buy some new wheel spacers and we'll put the wheel spacers in, just make sure that wheel's nice and snug in there. Even though it appeared all right, we thought, hey, let's give this a shot. So we put the spacers in there, took it for a test ride again in part 2, and the wobble continued. Even though it had a new rubber, new wheel, balance, and new spacers, the exact same problem was present from the time that he brought me the bike with the aftermarket tire on it to now after changing all these components on the front end. So tonight we're going to work on a swing test to see if we can determine whether the neck bearings are loose in this bike. My gut tells me that that's the situation we have going on here, and I know it's a lot of work to get to those neck bearings to get this project fixed, but I think that's probably the next logical step in this progression since we've mitigated a lot of the other things first. And bust out the service manual to see how to do it. Step 1 in the service manual, when you get down to the steering head bearing section, is to get your bike on a lift and raise the tires so that the front and rear tires are the same distance from the floor. Not only do we do that, but we threw a level on it just to make sure the frame was balanced. From there, you make sure your bike is in stock configuration, remove all things like cell phone holders, cup holders, and things like that. So then I went and I knew that we were going to have to loosen the clutch cable and disconnect the clutch cable. So I went after that first. Even though the manual says you can do the swing test without doing it, I just decided to go after that first. So after I got the cable loosened up, I took off his mirror and his handguard so I can get the clutch housing off of the handlebars. Take that off, get the little snap ring out of there, you can pull the clutch cable off, and then I decided to mount everything back so I could get it back to stock configuration. Yeah, the handguards are still on there, I understand that, but they really don't weigh all that much, and I don't think it would affect the test. So with it put back together, I'm checking the swing of the handlebars just to make sure there isn't any grinding and there aren't any problems with the bearings in the steering head, and it seems okay. So with the bike put back together, we go back to the service manual and prepare for our swing test. Step 3 in here says turn the front wheel to left fork stop and then let go. The wheel should swing from side to side, finally stopping in the swing specified in table 117. For an FLTRX, it shows reference A, and it should be one swing. And here you can see it talks about disconnecting the clutch cable. So I kind of jumped ahead in my steps and decided let's just get rid of this clutch cable and start right away. Also talked about removing the main harness. I decided not to do that at this time. We can come back and do that later. But this note that I'm highlighting here says a steering head that is too tight can interfere with the vehicle's ability to absorb a weave. A steering head that is too loose can interfere with the vehicle's ability to absorb a wobble. So my thought, this is too loose. So let's go ahead and drop it and do the test. Now it should swing one way and then swing back the other, then stop. Note picture B there, where it has 3 swings in it. If you watch here, it had a slight third swing, 1, 2, and then back a little for 3. Didn't do it much, but it does it a little, which tells me that possibly the steering head can be slightly loose, which could be the explanation of why we only have this wobble from 55 to 60 miles an hour once you get in that harmonic zone. So my thought is if we can just tighten the steering head bearing, the star adjuster nut just a little bit, maybe we can get it back to where it's 2 swings. So my next thought is, all right, let's strip this down one layer further. Let's get the dashes and the gauges out, and let's get the plastic gauge housing out, and let's strip it down one more layer and get the main harness disconnected and out of the way. So that's what we're working on here. graph here. That will help me see a true story of what this steering head is doing. So despite doing that, I'm getting pretty much identical results. 3 swings, which looks like more of what you're seeing here in picture B. 2.5. So from there, you go down to the adjustment. And the adjustment basically says on fork fairing models, you pretty much should probably take your fairing off because you're not going to be able to get to the adjustment nut without doing that. So that's my next step, and that will be in the next video. Loosen up nut number 1, adjust clockwise nut number 2. The funny thing about it is, if you look at this picture, there's the adjustment tool. In step number 4 of this, it says fashion a bearing adjuster tool. Well, I think you can really use a flathead screwdriver. That just made me giggle. Fashion a bearing adjuster tool using a drill rod. Okay, Harley, I'll go ahead and do that. Or I'll just use a flathead screwdriver. And then you can use that to adjust nut number 2. So that's the plan. Next step is we're going to take that front outer fairing off so we can get to the adjustment nut. We're going to adjust the nut. We're going to loosen the top nut, adjust the star nut, tighten the top nut down, and do this swing test again and see where it puts us. Kind of frustrating, a lot of work. Got to make sure you loosen up your pinch bolts because you don't want to bind your forks in there. That's a very important part of the step, but we'll kind of go through this again as we go one step deeper into this road glide and see if we can't get his problem solved. So thank you for joining Yogi Clan. I appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for the next episode in the saga of the series, and I will catch y'all later. Love you guys. Peace.